Hello everyone, it's Estuuary here, and today we are going to be talking about Daiso art supplies. Now, if you don't know what a Daiso is, it is essentially a Japanese dollar store. They have surprisingly high quality things for the price, but the biggest downside is that they are extremely limited in location. The main locations I've found are in very urbanized areas. So the only locations in the United States, I think they only have 29 in the entire United States, and they're all located around places like Dallas, San Diego, LA, and the Bay Area. I actually have 3 or 4 near me, so that's why this is a very viable option for me if I do like these supplies. But it might not be a viable option for everyone else. But on the other hand, they do have an online store. The one thing about the online store is that they only sell things in bulk. Now, back into the supplies. I picked up a few things. I picked up some erasers, some pencils, some watercolors, and some brushes. Now, I'll be going more into depth about each supply, but I didn't actually try the pencil, and I know the erasers are very good. They smell like orange cream soda, which is absolutely fantastic. They have a few iterations like cream soda, root beer, cola, and they have the cutest little faces on them, so I highly recommend them. But again, I didn't use them in this video, so I do apologize. And the pencil, I have no idea. I used a watercolor pencil because I didn't want to mess everything up. And I'm actually trying out a new style today, so I'm trying more of this kind of utilizing the white space in the painting, because I didn't want to work like super hard on something and figure out I don't like it or I don't like the supplies, because I like the idea, but I know that it could easily be recreated if I wanted to go back and do it in a better supply. Now, into the brushes. The brushes honestly kind of ruined this whole experience for me. They are very, very, very soft brushes, and I do have a few problems with them. Now, I try and get things ethically sourced. I do use mainly synthetic because I know you can't, abuse an animal by getting synthetic hair. And you just don't know if these things are ethically sourced. So if that is a concern for you, then these bristles or these brushes might not be for you, because they do have horsehair bristles. Now, I'm not saying they don't ethically source their materials. I'm saying that you just don't know, and especially if you are vegan or animal conscious, animal rights, it's just these are animal brushes. So again, it all depends on your comfort level. I picked these up before I actually knew they were animal hair brushes. If I knew, I don't think I would have gotten them. But, they held water very... It was okay, because you think that natural hair brushes would hold water better than synthetic, but now synthetic brushes, even the cheap ones, hold water far better than a cheap natural hair brush. Now, I got 6 brushes for $1.50, which isn't bad, but I'd rather get one really nice round brush for $3 at Michael's using a coupon and have it the way that I want, because these are very, 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 very soft bristles, super soft. I just didn't like, every time I set it down on the paper, it would just bend it. I don't have a hard hand or anything. But now I'm actually showing you probably my favorite thing from the whole entire supply. It was $5. It is a refillable, if you get an art syringe, cartridge, nib pen. Now, it was it's very heavy, it's metal, so it feels like it's good quality. And the ink is okay, you just don't know because it's not labeled, you don't know the light fastness, you don't know the staining power, you don't know if it's water soluble or not. I guess those things you can test, but it's nice to know beforehand. I had absolutely no problem with it. It was rounded at the end, so you're not going to scrape the paper like if you are inexperienced with nib pens. I know that was a big problem that I faced when I first started nib pens, that I scratched the paper, but altogether I actually really like this product. And again, it was $5 for something that I got my King Ku one. I probably just butchered that, but I got that for $17. And this is comparable. Now the last things are the watercolors. I actually don't have a lot to say about the watercolors because there was just generally nothing bad about them. They were for $3 for 12 colors. I think a great starter sketch, and I know starter set, and I know that in the future I will use them again for sketching because they are cheap. I'm going to put them in a little Altoids palette, and they actually re-wet very, very good. I tried some after it dried a little bit, and I was very surprised there was no difference in vibrancy between straight from the tube and re-wetting. Now, the one thing I do have some complaints, is that even piling on more and more layers, it was very hard to get a super, super opaque color. I was able to get it with the blue, that's why I mainly use the blue, but everything else just kind of left this weird kind of streaky, kind of almost like you can see the black, like it's just not very black. And I wanted to get that super deep, dark, pigmented black, and I just couldn't with these. But again, like in paintings, like sketches where I don't need to get that deep, dark black, these would be absolutely perfect. And again, the other main kind of complaint I had about these watercolors was, again, not about the quality, but about the color selection. I felt like none of the colors really went together. It was either like too warm or too cool. You couldn't make colors like purple. I got this really odd red color and I just kind of gave up because the original sketch was supposed to be yellow and purple, but I just couldn't get a good purple. So I just kind of rolled with this. And I think that's something, I know I only had the 12 set and the colors might have gone better together if I got the 24 set. But I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But altogether, everything was very good, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who wants to get a good starter set or who are sketching, because there's nothing wrong with the quality. And if you can learn to work around those the color palette, then you're going to be a better artist overall because you'll have more practice. Now, I wanted to thank everyone for watching, and altogether, I give these art supplies like 9 out of 10. Honestly, I'd rather go here than a traditional American dollar store. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later.